This boxing icon is a two-time gold medalist and undisputed world champion. She recently made boxing history yet again by becoming the new heavyweight champion of the world, joining Roy Jones Jr. as the only boxer to win middleweight and heavyweight titles in over a century.
Nice, and folks are throwing around the G word to describe her as in GOAT, greatest of all time. Of course, she's here with us this morning. Claressa Shields, great to have you here. Congratulations on your success, too.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Check out the hardware.
Yeah, my gosh, you got enough hardware here. And look at this. Oh.
Yes,
Whoa.
that hardware.
Whoa.
100K.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
The greatest woman of all time.
Yes, I love that. So let's talk about Team USA, how they did boxing-wise over at the Olympics.
Yeah. 1 bronze medal this time.
Okay.
Omari Jones medal. We had a lot of close fights at the Olympics where I thought it could have went to Team USA way, but it didn't. But man, did we have some great fighters in the Olympics this year.
Yeah. How do you hope that the program in the Olympics kind of develops down the line? Do you just want it to change a bit or no?
You know, I'm not really on the inside of it anymore. You know, like I was able to go and talk to them and give them some great advice and stuff like that. But you know, like the Olympics is hard. It's hard. Like I can stand here and say I'm a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and it sounds easier than what it is.
I'm sure it's not.
Like it's super hard to do, and only special fighters can win Olympic medals. And I think Omari Jones was a special fighter this year, and I hope that they do better next cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about some of the controversy that came out with Algerian boxer and Olympic gold medalist Imani Khalif? How did you feel about how she was treated, first and foremost, and how is the boxing world reacting to her right now?
Honestly, I haven't been on social media in about a couple days, but I can say that at the beginning, I thought it was completely wrong how they just kind of ran with that she was a transgender. Nobody had any real information.
Yeah.
She's not a transgender. She was born a woman. She has one of those like rare conditions, you know, that she's still a woman though.
Yeah.
And was raised as a woman, has fought against women her entire time. I hate that the story got spent the way that it did and it got wildfire like that, but I'm happy that she stayed focused, locked in, and was able to win her a gold medal.
Right. Yeah.
Wasn't it disappointing also that it was almost like, well, a woman can't be that strong? You know, that was almost like what the impression was.
You know, I think that nobody knew any real information. There was too much false information out there. So when you're looking on Google and trying to see what's going on, it wasn't too much information. It was all false. And then, you know, once the LGBTQ, once they get involved, they really just went crazy. So, yeah, it was.
Yeah, sometimes when something hits the social media, it ignites.
Yeah, you really can't control it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was the Olympics, so.
I want to talk about you, July 27th. Okay, you made history becoming the new heavyweight champion of the world. All right, let's talk about that match and how you pulled it off.
Honestly, when I was in camp, you know, we kept our eye on Vanessa. Vanessa had the biggest legs and biggest arms I've ever seen in my life. Every time I faced off with her, she made sure I felt her presence. She was all in my face. And I just remember, like, when we got ready for the fight, I said, man, I'm gonna hit this girl so hard. I mean, I'm gonna try to send her to the moon. And I just remember being, like, super focused, and I don't think she landed not one punch. And I was able to get her out of there, but I had a very hard training camp for that fight. Very, very hard training camp. I was sparring against a guy named Demetrius. I called him the bear. He was 180, 190 pounds. We sparred 5, 6 times, and I mean, he was roughing me up every time we sparred. So just imposing his size, and I had to get used to it. And by the end of camp, I was roughing him up. Yeah. So I knew that camp was going well. We had a great camp.
Yeah.
What is it like, though, when you make history, like being the only, along with Roy Jones Jr., to have a heavyweight and middleweight title like that in over a century? I mean, gosh, hello.
It's crazy, honestly. You know, to know that only Roy Jones did it, it was like, this is kind of impossible to do what I'm trying to do, but it was impossible to win 2 Olympic gold medals. But if you take away the I'm impossible, it says possible, like that's the word. So I think everything is possible, and I believe 100% in my skills in my camp, and I'm ready to take on whoever at heavyweight if they want to continue to challenge me.
Yeah, I mean, and your life is just so incredible and inspirational for other women who want to become boxers, right? You're telling your story, new biopic, Fire Inside. It's debuting at the Toronto Film Festival in September.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So what can people expect from that? And what was it like to have the kind of cameras following you around?
You know what? For this for this movie, The Fire Inside, it's not a documentary.
No, I'm sorry, yeah.
It's a biopic.
Biopic, yep.
So Ryan Destiny is portraying me. So it was very different seeing somebody be me. And I mean, she did such a great job that when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, who is that? Is that me or is that her? And I think when you watch the movie, you'll be super inspired. It's a very, I think it's a feel-good story because I went through a lot to get to where I am. But it shows that when you don't quit and you keep God first and you just don't let the negativity, you know, cloud your mind, that you can do great things. And I always stay positive. So I think with my upbringing, when they see the film, they'll know that I came from some of the worst upbringings and that if I can make it and your upbringing is not as bad, you should really be able to make it. You kind of got like a little, you probably got like a little head start.
I mean, you truly are inspiring, but you're talking about doing great things. You're also doing great things with your nonprofit.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the Shields Community Outreach Corporation is really a program to help. It's based around boxing, but it's to teach kids coping methods to deal with trauma. You know, I feel like in the Black community, there's not enough therapists and not enough counselors. There's coaches, right? But it's like kids need to know like what's the best way that they cope with their anger, their sadness, and that's what my program does. Not only with that through the 501c3, we do the biggest Christmas giveaway in Flint, Michigan.
It's wonderful.
Nice.
I mean, we're talking about $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for Christmas. We do Thanksgiving giveaways, Easter bike giveaways. Been doing that the past 4 or 5 years, and we did it before we were a nonprofit. So a lot of the stuff has always come out of my pocket, but I've always been able to just want to be like a great person and help the community.
You are.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Claressa, great to have you here. Congratulations on your success. Can't wait to see the biopic.
Yes.
Good stuff all around. Yeah.